Good morning. I'm Enrique Acosta Gonzalez. I'm the CEO of Triad Leadership Solutions. We train and develop first-time leaders and struggling leaders and get them from those struggles to success. We decided to join the CEO Mindset program because it was a sponsored program by Veterans Florida. Also, FAVOB had endorsed it and had pushed it out, and I'm a member of FAVOB here in Florida. And it intrigued me that there was a program to help develop CEOs, which is very needed in the veteran community. Through the program, I learned to lead, firefight, and go global, which is one of the core things that it teaches. I also learned to automate, delegate, and eliminate, another core pillar of the program. But most importantly, I learned that I can and I will and I do. These are things that CEOs must envelop and just take on board if they're going to be successful in their role. It's the class is eye-opening from day one. If you don't get an eye-opening experience from day one, you're missing the whole point of the class. But from day one, when Julianne explains about your worth by hour, and you start to calculate what it is that you are worth, and you realize that number, then everything from then on just takes a different perspective, because a job you would do for, let's just say working on your website. Well, if your hourly rate is $400, would you pay $400 for someone to work an hour on your website? I don't think so, right? So that perspective really changes you and develops you from day one. And so what I feel is that the impact has been immense on how my fears are addressed now, because although I was afraid of the things that I don't know, now those fears are completely voided. And now what we have is optimism as to what we learn, and implementing those things and seeing the success from there. CEO mindset has allowed me to make some different types of decisions. The decisions that I was making before was as I was working in the business. And, when you're a CEO, you're brand new, you're an entrepreneur, you think you have to do everything. And at first it is that way. But as you grow in education and through programs like this, you start to address some of those things with a different mindset. And now you're thinking about, the whys behind all these things before you jump into it. But definitely I approach things differently in my business. With CEO mindset, it has got me to the point where I do have more time for the things that CEOs should be focused on. And that's one of the benefits of taking this class and going through the program. You tend to prioritize now from a CEO perspective instead of from a worker's perspective. And that allows you more time to do what you're supposed to do. Leading, firefighting, and going global is what a CEO does. And knowing that changes the whole dynamic of how I was looking at things, and as far as the business, as far as the company, as far as myself. And it puts into right alignment what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it. And it also allows you to grow your business through people, enriching their lives, educating them. And so, the biggest thing that I've learned in CEO right now are those three things that I'm supposed to lead, that I'm supposed to firefight, and go global. I definitely have had more leads, more people contact me about my services, There's even one potential client right now, which before the class I didn't have. So it has definitely changed the dynamics of my services and the clientele that's coming my way. Now, there are many points in the class that I feel was a success, but one of the biggest things, and I think had the most impact, was when Julianne was talking about not being afraid of playing in a different playground. That was so critical and pivotal for me. That very day, and you know, the urge to wait is gone. Now you want to get these things into practice, and so right after the class, I went for it. I went to another playground, and I cannot tell you how impactful that was. I've done so far conferences in India. I've led groups in South Africa. I've done podcasts and educational sessions in the UK, Canada. It has gone beyond what I expected, and just such a simple thing, you know, go find some other playground. It's so critical to what I do right now, and it has undoubtedly expanded my capabilities as far as reach. And if there was any aha moment, that's definitely one for me. Whether veteran as myself or in a community that is looking into entrepreneurship, looking into being a CEO, because the worst thing you could do is to go into something blind. This class opens your eyes, and what better thing to have than to have a full vision of what you're heading into before you get there. So I definitely would recommend it.